Harrison Miller still remembered the first time he saw Belinda. She walked into a small coffee shop near the university where he worked as a financial analyst, carrying an armful of books and wearing a smile capable of stopping conversation. At least it stopped his. Their eyes met briefly, then again. 2 hours later, they were sharing a table. 3 weeks later, they were inseparable. 2 months after that, Belinda appeared at his apartment carrying a pregnancy test and tears in her eyes. "I'm pregnant." Harrison felt as though the floor disappeared beneath him. He was 27, not wealthy, not prepared. But he loved her, deeply, madly, without hesitation. The pregnancy accelerated everything. Within 6 months, they were married. 9 months later, they welcomed a beautiful baby girl named Emma. The years that followed felt blessed. 2 more children arrived, Jacob, then Lily. Family vacations, school concerts, soccer games, birthdays, Christmas mornings, the ordinary moments that build a life. Harrison worked long hours while Belinda stayed heavily involved in the children's lives. Friends envied them. Neighbors admired them. By every visible measure, they appeared happy. But happiness sometimes rests on foundations that cannot withstand truth, and truth was coming. Emma turned 21 during her final year of college. Like many young adults, she became fascinated by genealogy and family history. She purchased an Ancestry DNA kit online. Neither Harrison nor Belinda thought much about it. Until the email arrived. Emma called her father one Sunday evening. Her voice sounded strange. "Dad? What's wrong? There must be some mistake." Harrison sat upright immediately. "What happened?" "The DNA results." "What about them?" Silence. Then, "It says we're not related." Harrison laughed. "That isn't possible." "I know." The results identified numerous genetic relatives, second cousins, third cousins, distant family connections, but Harrison's side of the family appeared nowhere. Not a single match. The testing company suggested there was likely an issue involving parentage. Emma sounded devastated. Harrison reassured her. These things make mistakes. But after hanging up, he felt uneasy, very uneasy. Because deep down, he knew something. DNA rarely makes mistakes. Belinda dismissed the test immediately. Those companies are wrong all the time. But Harrison noticed something. Fear. Just for a second, a flash across her face, gone almost instantly, yet impossible to ignore. The seed of doubt had been planted, and once doubt takes root, it grows. Quietly, relentlessly. Over the following weeks, Harrison found himself replaying old memories, certain comments, certain moments, certain inconsistencies. Most involved one person, his uncle Raymond. Raymond was only 11 years older than Harrison, more cousin than uncle. Charismatic, handsome, always the center of attention. Belinda had always seemed unusually comfortable around him. At family gatherings, they laughed together, shared inside jokes, spent time talking privately. Nothing inappropriate, nothing obvious, at least not then. Now those memories felt different, disturbing. Harrison hated himself for thinking it, but he couldn't stop. Eventually, curiosity overcame guilt. Without telling anyone, he ordered DNA tests for Jacob and Lily. Then he waited. 3 agonizing weeks. The results arrived on a rainy Thursday afternoon. Harrison opened the first envelope. Jacob. Probability of paternity, 0.00%. His stomach dropped. Hands trembling, he opened Lily's results. Again, 0.00%. The room spun. For several minutes, he simply sat staring at the papers, unable to think, unable to breathe properly, unable to process what he was seeing. 3 children, 3 lives. 3 people he loved more than himself, and biologically, none were his. The betrayal struck like a physical blow, but worse was still coming because Harrison needed answers. He uploaded the results into a genealogy database. Hours later, he received them. Shared matches, common relatives, genetic connections. All roads led to one person, Raymond Miller. His uncle, his mentor, his best friend growing up. The man who toasted his wedding. The man who held each baby shortly after birth. The man who stood beside him during nearly every major moment of his adult life. The father of all 3 children. Harrison became physically ill. For nearly 2 months, Harrison said nothing. Instead, he gathered evidence, quietly, patiently, painfully. Old text messages, archived emails, photographs, travel records, hotel receipts, phone logs. Patterns emerged. Belinda's secret relationship with Raymond hadn't been a single mistake. It spanned years, possibly decades, long before Emma's birth, long before the wedding, perhaps even before Belinda claimed she was pregnant. The realization shattered Harrison completely. The pregnancy that rushed them into marriage might never have involved him at all. He had built his life around a lie. Every sacrifice, every overtime shift, every dream, every plan, constructed atop deception. Still, he loved his children. Nothing could change that. Biology didn't erase 21 years of bedtime stories and scraped knees and graduation ceremonies. Emma, Jacob, Lily. They were still his family. The people who betrayed him were Belinda and Raymond, not the children. Never the children. Which is why Harrison decided revenge would be precise, focused, public, and unforgettable. Every year, Belinda's parents hosted Thanksgiving. The entire extended family attended. More than 30 people. This year would be no different. Or so everyone believed. The dining room overflowed with conversation. Turkey, stuffing, wine, laughter, children running through hallways. Belinda looked relaxed. Raymond looked comfortable. Neither suspected anything. Harrison waited patiently until dessert. Then he stood, tapped a spoon against his glass. The room quieted. Before we finish tonight, I'd like to share something. Smiles greeted him. Belinda even reached for his hand. He gently pulled away. The first crack appeared. "What is it?" she asked. Harrison smiled sadly. Truth. Silence spread across the room. He removed a folder from beneath his chair. Belinda immediately went pale. Raymond stopped moving, instinctively, guiltily. Harrison noticed. So did everyone else. Several months ago, Emma completed an ancestry DNA test. No one understood where this was going, yet. Those results suggested I wasn't her biological father. Belinda's mother frowned. What? Harrison continued calmly. I thought there had been some mistake. He removed the paperwork. So I tested Jacob. Another page. Then Lily. Another. And then I investigated further. Belinda whispered, Harrison. Don't. The single word silenced her. The room felt frozen. No forks, no conversation, no movement. Only dread. Then Harrison placed copies of the DNA reports on the table. None of the children are biologically mine. Gasps erupted. Someone dropped a glass. Belinda burst into tears instantly. Raymond stared downward, unable to look anyone in the eye. And that told everyone everything. Harrison looked directly at him. Would you like to explain? Nothing. Not a word. His uncle simply sat there, destroyed by exposure. Belinda's father rose from his chair. What is this? Harrison answered. The biological father of my children is Raymond. Pandemonium followed, shouting, accusations, disbelief, crying. Emma stood abruptly. No. Jacob looked sick. Lily began sobbing. Belinda attempted speaking. Harrison, please. No. His voice remained calm, almost terrifyingly calm. 23 years of lies is enough. Then he removed one final envelope. He slid it across the table, directly toward Belinda. What's this? You'll find out shortly. She opened it and immediately broke down completely. Divorce papers. Officially filed. Officially served. At Thanksgiving dinner, in front of everyone. The fallout lasted years. Raymond became an outcast within the family. Relationships shattered. Friendships ended. Reputations collapsed. Belinda moved into a small apartment and spent years attempting to rebuild trust with her children. Some days were better than others. Many weren't. But Harrison never abandoned Emma, Jacob, or Lily. Not for a second. When Emma apologized tearfully for taking the DNA test, Harrison hugged her. This isn't your fault. You aren't angry? Never at you. She cried harder. You're still my dad. Harrison smiled through tears. Always. Because despite everything he lost, that remained true. Biology created life, but love built family. And no DNA report could ever change 21 years of being a father. As for Harrison, he eventually rebuilt. Slowly, painfully, honestly, this time on a foundation of truth. And though the betrayal remained one of the deepest wounds of his life, the lies no longer owned him. They belonged to the people who told them, and everyone finally knew exactly who they were. If you enjoyed this short story, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.